Hey everybody, it's Bob over at Danbury Senior Living again, here at the Brain Fitness channel. This is the channel where we talk about little things we can do every day to keep this muscle exercising. Just a reminder, when we go to the doctor always asks us if we're exercising, if we're keeping our heart healthy, if we're keeping our core healthy, if we've been going for walks, have we been riding the exercise bike. Does your doctor ever ask you what you're doing to exercise your brain? It's a pretty big and a pretty important muscle. So this channel talks about little things we can do every day to keep this muscle sharp and in good shape. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the easiest things you can do, and it's something you probably do fairly often. Reading the newspaper. Reading the news every day. Now, I know these days, what's a newspaper? Show my kids a newspaper and they won't know what it is. But reading the news every day is very important. There's a lot of different reasons behind this, but I want you to pick up a newspaper or log into the news every day. Don't just watch the news, read the news. Reading new information every day protects our cognitive health. Studies show that people who read every day are constantly learning new things, and that's what the newspaper is full of, new things every day. It might be about a city or a country where you have friends or family that maybe live there, or a faraway place that you've always wanted to visit. These are good lessons for your brain to have to store and remember and think about. It uses a little bit of imagination, and it uses a little bit of things that you already know about. The newspaper and the daily news also teaches us new words, new places, new ideas. These are the things that keep our brain firing and those pistons just cooking all day long when we learn new things. And that's very important. Have you ever read an article about something going on in a country where you can't even pronounce the name of the country? I would encourage you that when you read new things, spend some more time in that. Go learn more about it. I know when I read about a new situation in my hometown, I go research it, and that gets my brain firing even more. The second benefit of reading the daily news, it helps maintain concentration. Interesting. Reading helps seniors maintain or improve your ability to concentrate. And our culture that's so obsessed with multitasking, our attention spans seem to be decreasing. And it has to do with our phones and our computers and our laptops. And that's one of the reasons I love a newspaper, is that it's a page, and we tend to read the page, or a magazine of news. We tend to read it all. When we're on our computer or on our device or our smartphone, we tend to click, click, click. What's next? What's next? What's next? If we get bored too easily, we just keep clicking through things. So reading the daily news helps maintain our concentration. And the thing I like about the daily news, it's kind of the equivalent of a whodunit mystery novel. You never know what's coming next. Every day it's new information. The sports scores from last night. I go to bed early. I don't know the sports scores from the Western time zones. So when I wake up and I check the news, I get to see new information. I never know what's going to happen next. Reason number 3 to read the news every day, especially the newspaper. Did you know that reading the news can help reduce stress? I know that's hard to believe, especially in the political climate which we live in today. It can get your blood going. Get away from some of that stuff and read about things that may interest you a little more. Reading the daily news, studies will show you that reading the daily news in the morning is best. It can help reduce stress because, guess what? Knowledge is power. The more you know, the better. We feel better about ourselves. It's a confidence booster, and that's important because stress is linked to negative behaviors like overeating, smoking, drinking, excessive drinking, and things like that. So reading the newspaper in the morning can help fill your brain and get your brain a good workout and help you feel confident as you go throughout your day. I know many people, myself included, who go to the gym every morning, first thing in the morning before work, and get my exercise in. I go for my run and my swim and all of that other stuff. Same exact effect. Would you believe it? I feel better about myself. Therefore, I have less stress throughout the day, and I'm not having such negative behaviors like overeating or anything like that. I feel much better and much calmer. Reading the daily news can do that as well. The next one of my favorites. Reading the daily news helps improve our memory. Now, honestly, once we retire and we leave the working world behind, it can be very easy to slip into a routine that includes watching TV for 3 or 4 hours a day, sitting on the tablet for a couple more hours, playing crossword puzzle. I can't tell you how many of my senior friends tell me they do brain games, and they have their crossword puzzle, and they have it set on easy, and they're just kind of piddling away at it, right? Challenge yourself a little more. Reading the news gets us off of those things. Reading requires us to focus, concentrate, like I said a minute ago, but we have to remember the details of a story. Let's say it's the story about a levy that's passing for a local school district. You read a little bit about it on Tuesday. Oh, there's another story by Friday. You have to remember everything you had read to follow the story. What I also like is people who talk about the news. And this is proof that it helps our memory. The last point that I'm going to talk about is how reading the daily news, especially the newspaper, provides us an opportunity to connect. Hey, did you see that article in the newspaper today? The one about the company that's moving to town? That's a great social connector. It brings us together. We can talk about a local thing that's happening. But it's also great because we have to read it, remember it, and then regurgitate it. And studies have shown that when we do that, it's just like we were in school. You have to learn it, remember it, and then put it back out on a test or on a quiz, right? It's fun to talk about the newspaper. I know many older adults who enjoy reading the newspaper and provides that connection with their friends. Hey, did you see that story of the Plain Dealer? Hey, did you read that thing in the New York Times? How many people do you know that get a Sunday paper because they just like to sit and read that thick paper? It presents us with many challenges. We get to read many new things. And I encourage you to read all of the newspaper. Read even those things that don't interest you. Because like I've said before, that's where your brain really gets a workout, when you're learning things that your brain's not used to. Like for me, if I read an article about science or math, I'm not interested in those things. So it's a little harder for me, and it makes my brain work harder. So maybe you read, I know a gentleman, I'll see him reading the newspaper every day, and he's reading the classifieds. He digs all the way through the whole newspaper and reads everything because that's all new information every day. He seems to have already watched this video and he knows what the newspaper is doing for him. I hope today's tip helped you a lot. Those are 5 ideas that you can do with the newspaper, that reasons why reading the newspaper every day helps you keep your brain sharp and keep it strong. Remember, hit the subscribe button below. We update this page often, and we'll have a couple of new videos for you over the next few weeks. All little exercises that you can do every day for brain fitness to keep this muscle strong. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.